What if I told you, look at 1,000 people, each one of their physiques, and in 6 months from now, your physique will surpass each and every one of them. The truth is that most people can achieve a top percentile physique in only 6 months. And in this video, I will explain how skinny fat people can achieve it. And the first step, and the most important one by far, is bulking. Now listen carefully, because most people will do this step wrong and will reverse their progress to such an extent where 6 months will not be a realistic timeline for them to achieve an exceptional physique. If you do it right, the next 3 months after this phase will take your physique from somewhere around average to slightly above it to the absolute pinnacle of your genetic aesthetics. Not size, but aesthetics. Because the first step, it is to just build mass ASAP. And building mass ASAP boils down to 3 core principles: intensity, progressive overload, and diet. The first 2 are well known, we all know what they are. The third one, diet, this is where most people make a massive deadly mistake, because even though diet is straightforward, you eat more calories and protein and you build new tissue, the mistake that most people make that absolutely kills their progress is eating too many calories. Because if you will gain too much fat on this phase, guess what will happen? The cut that you will need to go through in the next step will be much longer, much harder, and instead of it taking 3 months, 4 months, maybe less, it will take way more time. Only gain 3 kilograms, 7 pounds in the span of 3 fucking months, the first 3 months of your training journey. If you're skinny fat, you have never been training. That's what I'm assuming about you. And by gaining that weight for 3 months of consistent, diligent, hard training, a lot of that weight will be muscle, most of it. On top of that, you might even get thinner at the time because of the sheer mass you will build. You have a lot of building potential when you are a beginner. And the second step afterwards, it is to go on a cut. It is to lose 1 pound per week for the span of 3 to 4 months, around 6 months total, and to achieve an aesthetic physique. How aesthetic will your physique be at the end of this phase? It depends on 2 things. 1, how much muscle you have built. If you're not satisfied with your results muscle mass-wise after 3 months, you can take it a bit longer. Instead of 6 months total, it will take 8 months, maybe a year if you really don't see results and you do everything right. Your genetics might just be worse. But once you start the cut, what will happen is that first your genetic structure will start to reveal. You see how I look, like how broad my shoulders are relative to my waist? This is my structure, this is genetics. But you see how big my shoulders are? And how they make my V-taper better and my chest is really built? This is what we call muscle mass. After the muscle building phase, what you want to have is really strongly developed muscles. You want them to be big, and this will be one part of aesthetics. The other one is just how broad your shoulders are relative to your waist. The broader they are, the better. And then after you'll go and cut, eat a lot of fucking protein, train the same fucking way as you were doing when you were bulking, and do it for a few months. And train every muscle. Training is just about training all of the muscle mass in your body to failure. Maybe train a bit less the muscles that are already strong, train a bit more the muscles that are weak. You will do it consistently for months on the cut, where you will lose 1 pound per week, a 500 calorie deficit. You will reach a lean aesthetic body. And that physique, my friend, is what we all desire. From then onwards, you know what you do? You don't go on a massive bulk, you don't maintain. You can maintain for sure, but if you want to make more progress, you go on a very lean bulk. The same bulk as you were doing when you were a beginner, maybe even slower. Instead of gaining half a pound per week, 0.25 pounds per week, you gain even less. You gain weight so slowly that you just stay amazing looking physique wise, and you build more mass on top of that. That's a refining period. It takes a few years, and that's basically it. Bye.